What Happens in This House, Part 6. I graduated from high school in 2002 and attended college at Southern University in Baton Rouge. I was looking forward to going away for school because I thought it would be the end of my abuse. I thought I'd be able to leave it all behind, but I was wrong. 2 weeks before I started college, one of my aunts picked me up and brought me to her house so she could get me everything I needed for my dorm room. I was supposed to stay until it was time for me to report to campus, but my stay ended abruptly when my father called me to tell me that he was coming to get me and that I needed to come home. He wouldn't say why over the phone. When he arrived, I don't remember what he told my aunt and uncle about why he was cutting my trip short. When I was in the garage by myself, he came in and told me that my sister went to our grandma and told her about what he had been doing to us. Then he coerced me into taking his side and started talking about how he wanted to unalive my sister and her boyfriend. As I was writing this part, I stopped to call my sister and ask her if it was okay to tell her part of the story. And I just learned that what I was told about this was a lie. My father told me that our mama caught my sister and her boyfriend on the back porch being intimate. He said that my sister overheard him on the phone with the DA's office trying to get statutory grape charges pressed against her boyfriend. So she went to our grandma and told her what was happening so he wouldn't get her boyfriend arrested. It's like the hits just keep on coming with this dude. I'm in the midst of making these videos and I'm still finding out about the lies he's told and the reprehensible things he's done. So my sister said is that what really happened was that our mother did find her on the back porch with her boyfriend, but they weren't undressed. They weren't having sex. They weren't even doing that at that time. And she said the reason she went to our grandma is because she went to our mama several times to tell her what was happening and she wouldn't do anything. So then my sister said that my grandma came over and she talked to my mama and asked her what was going on. And our mama told our grandma that my sister had never said anything to her before. So that's the truth behind that story. My first semester of college was wild as fuck. And before I get into this story, I realized this is gonna probably make me look really bad and make me look like a hoe. But if you couldn't tell by now, I really don't care about what the public perception about me is. This is my life, and there's nothing I can change about it now. And even the parts that don't put me in the best light, I'm putting it out there. But anyway, back to the story. I had been sheltered and isolated my entire life. I wasn't allowed to date until I was 18, and I arranged to go on my very first date on my 18th birthday. That's just how anxious I was to get out there and started dating and doing stuff with men. When I got on campus with no adult supervision, I went dick crazy. I had a boyfriend, but he didn't live on campus, so I didn't see him very often. I met this older guy on campus one day and he gave me his number. I liked how he looked and he had good conversation, so I decided to go to his apartment to hang out when he invited me. We started doing our thing, and before you know it, I would be going to his place 2 to 3 times a week. After about a month, he asked me to do group activities with him and one of his friends. I was super curious, and his friend was fine, so I agreed. I liked the novelty of it so much, and it was the first time I ever felt in control of my sexuality. So the three of us would hook up weekly. Then, towards the end of the semester, they abruptly stopped answering my phone calls. Somehow, some way, my father found out about what I had been doing and he went ballistic. He told me that the guys that I had been hooking up with were secretly recording me and selling the tapes to their frat brothers. He claimed that him and his crew broke up the operation and that he confiscated the tapes. From that moment on, I was under constant surveillance by him. He had people all over campus reporting to him about me. If he found out that a guy spent some time around me, I would get a call asking about who he was. Every time I would leave campus, he would call asking me where I was going, why I was leaving campus, and who I would be with. And once I got a cell phone, anytime I didn't answer, he would accuse me of having relations with somebody. The SA paused for a moment my first semester, but after he found out about the group activities, he ramped it up and was coming to Baton Rouge all the time. He tried getting close to everyone I knew and tried to come across as the cool parent. He would go to parties and clubs with me and my friends, and he even got close to several of them. If there was a guy I liked, he would do things like find out their driver's license number or home address and recite it to them to scare them away. There was no escaping him. He would call me every night to talk about what he had seen on the tapes of me, and he was insanely jealous. He wanted to know why I was never that enthusiastic with him. He made it his mission in life to get me to act like I wanted him. He started to take me to X stores to buy toys to use on me, and he would get a room at the Motel 6 in Port Allen when he'd pick me up to go home for the weekend so he could SA me using the toys. He would stay on the phone with me for hours asking me questions about what he saw on the tapes. I think one of my roommates might have heard the things he said because she seemed like she was nervous every time she was around him. I had asked him to stop multiple times when I was in college, but that seemed to make him double down on the abuse because he felt like he was old and experienced with me, like the ones he saw on the tapes of me with other men. He got to experience it one time. He took me to a motel and gave me a drink that I think was spiked with ecstasy. It was the only time I didn't just lay there like a rock. For him, it was one of the best days of his life. I felt more violated than and disgusted than ever.